So some for them. I count 5. And some for me. I think I slightly won that round. But that's the dang sow bugs. They scoop it right out. Alright, so I just, you saw me get some of the strawberries for this morning. Lots to come. Lots and lots to come, actually. Really pleased with how many I see here. So that's a good thing. It's my strawberry bed. Over here I've got some, well, they're getting eaten now, but that's my, whoop. These are just some purple top. Whoop, that's getting big. So I'll pull some of those today. Some lettuce. Can't keep up with lettuce. We never can we? I do plant a lot less now. But we do, well, I'll get through it. We'll have some today. It's looking, actually it's looking great. So carrots intermixed, they're, you can hardly see them, but they're in there. A few parsnips in there that have caught on the ground, the ones that didn't blow away. There's a succession of some of those coming up. These are the bunching onions, and it's time for me to start pulling a few of those. I need them anyway. Doesn't matter what size they are to me. Some more of the purple top turnip. I made a lovely bean soup with these turnip tops, and it was really nice. Very rustic. So, celery, Brussels sprouts, more carrots, beets, and kale. These are my broad beans from the save seeds I had, and they're doing fine. Doing great. Peas are starting to come out. These are the purple ones. They've snapped off in high winds, but these are the remaining ones, and fortunately it's peas. They do produce a lot, so we'll be fine there. That's my first bed. Lots of seedlings coming out, lots and lots. Now, an interesting thing has happened this year. I always go around, or at least in recent years, and plant a lot of winter squash and summer squash seeds because I've given up starting them indoors. Just doesn't work. There's a weed, isn't it? Anyway. And I stick them all throughout the garden. No idea. The fun is whatever comes up, because I just mix them up and I don't know what's what. But normally what happens, I'm just going through the second bed here, is slugs get them, and it's just a matter of, let's see what the ones the slugs don't get and see what survives. But I haven't had the slugs. So I've got a frightful amount of winter squash coming up in all my beds. It's just the strangest thing. I guess this is not the year for the slugs. Okay, just my second bed. We've got leeks in here again. They were in that one up there, I forgot to say. And some more carrots, a little bit spotty. That would be a summer squash. Got some kohlrabi coming up here. Of course, another squash. I see some beets, I think. That looks like the yellow beets, bulldor. Poor little pepper plant trying to survive this really chilly weather. So they don't look great, but I'm hoping they'll all come round if the weather sticks. Here you can see the birds have pulled out a lot of my seeds. I found that one little brassica, whatever that is, and stuck it back in. It probably won't work. They come and they dig and they get the worms. Wouldn't mind if it's grubs. Hopefully it's the nasty grubs they're taking. So mix again of celery. I see a couple of broccoli there. Another Brussels sprout. Celery is intermixed everywhere. More carrots. And this is some more of my saved broad bean seeds. They're fully in flower now. And peas. Again, purple mixed in there. But they're starting to come, which is lovely. So that's that bed. We'll go over here. What have we got? We've got little bits of everything. We've got Swiss chard, some beets, some carrots coming up, some late sowing celery, a few of those, some bunching onions again, which is wonderful. I need the onions. I'll get some of those. Am I cooking today? I had some extra beans obviously and put them here. I see that one got snapped off by, I don't know, a bird maybe. That's okay. I think that's a rogue sunflower over there. Some rapini or broccoli rab. I think I can get some of that today. Some more lettuce. So they're getting, getting quite big. I've got to get some of these. Oh, and a Swiss chard. Get some of those. I see fennel in there. Some more winter or summer squash. Once the broccoli rab's over, the carrots can come out and survive. I don't know what that is under there. It looks like a fennel or dill, I'm not sure. Some more leeks. And beets. And my goodness, there's another squash. And another squash, a little close. Oh, the bird's been having fun here. Whatever. Oh my goodness, another squash. And there's a squash up there too. Isn't that the strangest thing? I have such bad luck with squash, and they're, oh my goodness, there's another squash. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull some. There's some thyme. I have some sage. It's hidden under here. It doesn't seem to be looking that great, but I have lots more. But yes, the squash issue. What am I going to do? It breaks my heart to take plants out, but they actually all survived. Here's my beans, bush beans. They're looking rather yellow. I think it's all the cold. I do think the cold has got them. But they've also done much better. It looks like an awful lot of beans, and it is, because I usually lose quite a few from the slugs. They love bean tops and take them off. So it's not that I haven't seen slugs, they're just not in my garden. Of course, another squash. This is empty because I've got some late sowing or second sowing, so we'll see what comes up there, because many of these things will come out. Oh my goodness, it was way too late to pull this, but I'll get those out. More purple top. I don't mind planting purple top. If you're a new gardener, my goodness, give these a go. Easiest thing to grow. But they provide early food for me. Oh my. There's my Daikon Radish, and he's looking quite big already. I thought that's a bit early for that. I might have to pull that before it gets eaten and give space. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Spicy things. And I've pulled a lot of the Daikon Radish because it's the one thing that I get the root maggot on. But that one seems to have survived thus far. We'll see when I pull it. So, another scattering of leeks. This is just Mizuna. I left one plant to go to seed. More pepper plants trying to survive in this harsh climate. A lot of the this one's really stunted, and these are crisp. They didn't like the wind and cold weather. So maybe that'll take out some squash. Got to pull, I've got some rogue spinach there I need to get out. That's not doing anything. Some peas, I need some poles put up here. Sunflower. Some celery. Yeah. It looks sparse there. That might be a hole I've got to fill. This is some carrots in buckets, which if it gets too cold, they'll come inside, and I'll be able to have those over winter. There's a nice winter squash looking well. Stir on onions. Everything's very dry. We've had a lot of rain in the last few days. Doesn't take long for things to dry. This poor bed, okay, always looks like this, by the way, because this is where I put peppers and tomatoes, and well, they don't do well here. So, look, one of those has got to go. What's that? Looks like a marigold flower. Yeah, I've got to see if these poor tomato plants, they will bounce back a wee bit, and I will get a little bit of a harvest. And that's really all I hope for. So, more leeks and celery, and these are some of the climbing beans or the runner beans. So they seem to be a little slower. I don't get a whole big season out of those because I have a short season, so I do a lot more of the bush beans. Oh, I'm just looking behind me, and look, the poor things. Good luck to you. And then it's just some potato beds I have down here. These were planted later than the ones up in the upper end of my garden. This is my potato chit challenge. No idea how he's doing. So this is a combination of, I think it's my purple Peruvian at the front here, and then I can't remember what's on the other. Let me stand up here. And down in here in this jungle is another batch of overflow potatoes. And not much up here to show, but I'll walk over. I've got my pots hidden up here. There's some extra potatoes. I actually went overboard. I mean, I think there's 4 potatoes in each one of these. It's my Jerusalem artichokes, aka sunchokes. And first year asparagus. Gone to seed there. 5 in each of these 2 beds. So, through the jungle I go. You can see some later pots of potatoes. And some earlier pots. I'm going to have lots of potatoes. I have to find some new special potato meals. And then again, yeah, 5 asparagus crowns that have all come up. So first year going to seed in this bed. And we'll walk down to the other side and I'll show you in my garlic bed how it's doing. This is looking so pretty. Of course, it's a pretty mess. But that's okay, that's fun. We don't come out. Look at the gorgeous color on those. Lupins are loved by bees. Wonderful. Spilling out all over the place. And just armloads of weeds in here to be sure, but that's part of the fun of this. I don't have to touch it. Oh, that's coming out too. Cool. Crazy daisies. Alright. Off we go. There's my black currants. Doing well. Okay, so the first part, these suffering from my lack of watering a wee bit, is second sowings of broad beans. In the first part, the kale gone to seed. Oh, I'll get those soon. And then pull that out and clean it up. One potato bed. This has, there's my marker, my Chieftain Organic are in this. I should check around to see if any are poking out and make sure they're not exposed. This is a beautiful sage plant. I'll get some of that. Looking good. I do love my sage. And this is my Norland, my red Norland potatoes over here in this bed. They're an early. Oh, look. Now, who wants to eat a potato leaf? Really? Seriously? Okay, and here's my, I've temporarily forgotten the name. Is there a name tag in here? There should be. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the name. And I can't find the name tag. Well, I'll get back to you on what those are called. Oh, Irish cobbler. Just came to me. That's my Irish cobbler. These are the walking onions. And I have so many of the bulbils right now that I'm just throwing these. They're great fun, actually. I'm having because I'm using so much of these, so many more this year than in prior years, because I have an abundance. I'm loving how they look in some cooking. It's so fun to cook with them now. Oh dear. It's scaped. Oh my. Okay, I've got to get these. I think I'll be getting scapes today too. I don't like my scapes to go quite this big because they're tougher. You can keep cutting if you want to from this lower, but they're so beautiful. Thrown in your, oh my, I've really got to come out. I didn't realize. That's why we got to stay on top of our garden. So I'm pleased to see all the scapes on my garlic, and I'll come out and get those. But yeah, again, this is just about right for me. Any further and they're too tough. I don't necessarily make pesto. In fact, I've never made pesto with these. Maybe I'll try. It's just not my cup of tea, 100%. I just love throwing them. They're so elegant in cooking. So you use this part and you can cut off here and save that part for soup stocks and soups because that's very tough. But this is the lovely piece you want for your cooking. So garlic's doing well. It's already, it's starved for water also, very much so. So I have to take that into consideration when I think of my leaves, and I never really water my garlic well. But they're already, everyone's lost their first leaf, and many have, you can't see the first leaf's disintegrated on many, and the second leaf is going. So I'm usually a third leaf girl. I'll just check out. I store my garlic long term for a year, so you must get them early, which for me is the 3 leaves at the bottom. And they last they're brilliant for storage. So, and then some other onions. I've got the red carmine and the stir-on. I actually remember the name. I always forget the red ones. It's called red carmine. So that's what those are. And more of my stir-on. So the great thing about this bed is it doesn't need me. And that's kind of my goals in gardening. As is like why you hear me rave on about the Egyptian walking onions. Any perennial vegetable is a superstar for me.